Hey guys, Cosny Calderin here, bringing you another League of Legends related video. I'm sorry for it being so long since the last one. This one is specifically about the patches that have been released by Riot recently. Um, and to tell you guys that I will also be making a podcast soon once I find other co-hosts to do it. It's going to be about specifically patches and our opinions on how the game of League of Legends is changing and how we like it as well. We'll also be taking questions from anybody that watches and all that fun stuff. But get back to the point of this video. This video is specifically about the patches and recently some of the things I've been experiencing. I've been experiencing a lot of lack of change. So Riot implemented a huge change to the game, trying to make this a more team dynamic based game opposed to that, independent playstyle that it once was. It was three lanes that were forced together on a team, and whoever was the weakest link got carried by the other strong guys. Nowadays, it's not so much as can you carry that weak link or the weaker links on your team. It's more, can your team take, you're all going to be weak links now, and can you all form a more a stronger chain, I guess, is what I'm going for here in this metaphor, because I fucked it up a little bit there. But you got to form that chain so that your chain could then strangle the other person on the opposing team. If you can't do that, then you're going to fall behind in this game. And one of the things I've really been realizing is that I myself started picking up the old solo queue mechanic better of, one trick ponying, playing the same champion, carrying my team out as that one guy that carried the team. Then they implemented the patches, and I didn't immediately change, and it started hurting me. I went from 96 LP in Gold 1, I'm now at 0 LP. I just got demoted recently to Gold 2, and I got back into Gold 1. There's numerous reasons behind this. One, my own skill might be lacking recently. I don't know if I've just been under the weather, if I've just been playing poorly, or if it truly is the fact that I just don't work well with people I don't know. Another big thing about it is that Riot has changed the game to be prepped for you bringing in your own team of 5 people or 4 people or more than 2 people now to start having better team unity and start climbing the ladder together. The biggest problem with this is they haven't given us all the tools. Dynamic Queue doesn't come out until the actual season starts. And this is preseason, so I understand Riot's reasoning for not, looking at this as a serious matter quite yet. This is kind of their open beta outside of the public test ground. And it makes sense for what they did. They decided to release all these patches one by one to start getting people letting people get used to the game and how it's going to change. I was going for the word acclimate, but for some reason I couldn't say it there for a second. But Riot's biggest changes is to Assassins, and it wasn't an intentional change. This was an inadvertent change to Assassins. And recently, Ponce just released a video today about them bringing in a new item to say, sorry, we fucked over your champion so bad. And it's cool and all that they're doing that. I love the fact that Assassins are gone to shit, because I don't have to see as many Rangars, I don't see as many Zeds or Talons or even Yasuos for that matter. But it does need to happen that Riot does this change to help them back into the game, because they shit on them so hard that those champions are practically useless without a team built around them that has a mix of AP and AD damage. But those mid laners that are AD are getting shit on so hard due to the fact that it's so easy to get armor and health right now, which just shuts them down. And more people are getting tanky even when you're not a tank. So it's more of a who can out-brawl the other people. And a lot of the champions now have also changed. So one of my favorite champions for the longest time was Brand. And up until recently, he was considered shit tier, was nowhere near the top, and then his win ratio just started spiking. And then they redid some items, and at the very beginning of these patches that they were releasing, he was godlike. But he got nerfed. He got nerfed decently. He's still really good. He's just not, going to dominate and take over the game as much. And this was something I had to wait for this champion to start picking up again. And I didn't immediately jump on the bandwagon because I wanted to make sure he was a safe pick still. But people, when it goes the other way, when it goes from your champion being top tier, like Jinx, for instance, was one of the number one ADCs for the longest time. Her and Triss for the longest time seemed to be the only picks you could really do. That changed horribly when this patch came out, because they remade some champions, made them start working better, gave different flavors to them, and like Graves and Quinn took over really fast. Lucian's taken off really well right now. Vayne's kind of somewhere in there. Caitlyn's starting, I've noticed this patch specifically, with some of the nerfs to Graves and a few of the other champions and the changes to Quinn, Caitlyn started to pick up a little bit. Her win ratio has gone up some. And there's nothing been going on with Jinx, and people are wondering why is that. Well, at the very beginning, they did nerf Jinx. They nerfed her Q. They nerfed her. They nerfed quite a few things about her because she was this dominative, safe pick. And Riot never likes safe picks. There's very few of them they leave that way. Like Caitlyn for the longest time was a safe pick. Riot didn't nerf her. They just buffed the shit that she was bad against, and lo and behold, she became bad again. And now they, nerfed that stuff, and she's becoming a little bit better into the scene. She's not a dominative force. She's not a good force. She's better than shit. But like Jinx right now is not good. She just went from top to bottom really, really fast, and people haven't changed to this. They haven't adapted to this yet. Big reason is they don't want to. They want Jinx to remain this dominative force. But she's not. Her peel is okay, I guess. I mean, she has self-peel, and she has kind of okay damage. But the way the items have changed, she's not good with the change in the items. Not anywhere close to how she was with the items before. There wasn't much variety before. There wasn't much you could do before. There wasn't crit before, really. There was like 4 frickin' items that people built on every ADC almost. And if you didn't build those, you built a Triforce or a Bork. And now, because there's more options, Jinx is really not looking so good. There's too many options, and it makes other champions strong, while Jinx still has to rely on the old shit that didn't get buffed, that didn't give her, better benefits. And because of her own nerf and the not change in her build path, she's not that good. Like Vayne probably would suck really bad these patches had they not added in, so many crit items. Like the fact that you could go Static Shiv Fire Cannon on Vayne saves her from being god awful, because Bork is so expensive now that any champion that relied on that, if they don't have early game damage, so like Vayne, who doesn't have the early game in the slightest, they're gonna do terrible, because early game is where it's at right now. And what I've noticed, I'm in Gold 1, and so Gold, Low Plat, Mid Gold, somewhere around there. The higher mid-range of shit tiers. The pickup of Vayne is kind of mediocre right now. She's either going to be winning it for your team really fast or losing it really fast, and that's because for a while now our average game time was somewhere around 22 minutes, and we're starting to get longer now. Our game times are going to about 25, 26, somewhere around there is the average game time now. Which is fine, I guess. It's cool to have shorter games. It means you get some more games in. But if you're losing games faster, it's a lot less fun because you're losing more games like that. And you can't pick up why you're losing them. Another big reason why this team-oriented game is becoming harder is due to the fact that people don't know what masteries to do. Along with a change towards team orientation, they changed the mastery tree. While there's not as many options, the keystone on the masteries are really important to how well you're going to do. So like Thunderlords is dominating games right now because it gives so much good early game pressure. People don't understand, if you play safe through a Thunderlord's lane and you just don't let them take tower, you don't do kills, and you wait till like 20 minutes to actually do anything in the game, like if you just slow farm for that long, or you force them to dive you guys, you're going to win the game. Thunderlords is not so good in the late game. It's okay, but once people start getting health and tankiness and actual stats, Thunderlords really isn't that amazing. Now, Fervor is still pretty good. It's better towards the mid to late game now. Warlords is god-awful. The reason it's god-awful is the initial patch when it came out just made any champion that could get crit really fast really stupid. Tryndamere and Yasuo were just taking off as some of the best champions, and Master Yi is starting to make a comeback. Unfortunately, people don't know how to play him, so he really wasn't making a good comeback. He was just making one. But what people needed to learn was that once Warlords got nerfed to, hey, you have to hit champions to have this happen, it became more about you having to brawl. So this became, those champions, like Yasuo and Trin, became how good are you at brawling in the early game, which Thunderlords got buffed. You can't brawl those champions. Or if you don't even have Thunderlords, some of the top laners I see, me included, and even me as a freaking support sometimes, because I play brawler supports, will take Grasp of the Undying. And it's a weird looking mastery, but the reason why we take it, it does percentage of your own health to your opponent. So if you're a tank, that's stupid good. Follow it up with, it heals you that much, and it's every 4 seconds. So Thunderlords is every 30 seconds, they get this giant burst of damage on you. Every 4 seconds, I'm getting 3% of my health back. Every 4 seconds, I'm hitting you. That's pretty stupid because that outdoes Thunderlords really fast. As Trundle, when I get hit by a Thunderlords, oh no, your Thunderlords did 42 damage. My initial Grasp of the Undying gives me 48 health back. So one Thunderlords doesn't even do anything to me because I bite you when I get all my health back. Sorry to tell you, Thunderlords is good. There's some counterplay to it. It is not Warlords. It is not Warlords at all. Do not use that. People that use it are idiots. I had a Zed just in my last game have 1% crit chance, so he had a rune for 1% crit chance. Didn't build any crit items, had Warlords. There's no point for him to have it. That means his mastery is pointless. So early on, when he get that random crit, cool, he heal and he can out damage the Ahri then. But if he doesn't hit that crit, Ahri with her Thunderlord is going to blow him the hell up, which she did. We ended up losing the game because he couldn't do any damage. And there was 4 Thunderlords on the opposing team and 3 on our team. I didn't have one. I had DFT, which is still good. Deathfire Touch is not a bad mastery. It's better than Warlords right now. Warlords is easily the worst, if not Stormrunner Surge, but Stormrunner Surge doesn't seem like usage. And Strength of the Ages is not saying usage, but it could still be better than Warlords because it doesn't rely on you killing the opposing champion for it. Thunderlords only procs on the opposing champion usually, and if that's the case, it helps you trade better. Every 30 seconds you're trading now. You're not trying to go full aggressive, you're trading damage, and it gives you the advantage. I'm going to cut this video here. I have a lot more that I could rant about, but I want to get those points across just so you guys understand. The change in what happened to these patches specifically is for team orientation, inadvertently nerfing assassins, and making marksmen and top laners the top dogs right now. And if you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you want to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, those will be in the description. If you have any questions or any requests for anything in my next videos or any just criticism, constructive or not, leave it in the comments below. Just seeing comments helps me understand that people actually care enough to, leave them. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.